welcome back to another Sims 4 building challenge. Today, once again, I'm not going to be in control. Or am I? Today, I'm going to be allowing my Sim self to decide what she wants to build. We're going to allow her to pick all of the items that she wants to have in her own house. I will pick out some items if a category is like super oversaturated. For instance, like the couches, I don't really care to have this bench inside my sitting room. And also, once just say she picks out a bed, I will then leave that bed and put out all of the swatches of that bed, so she will even choose the swatch. Her styling and her immediate choice will determine what my house will look like. So if you like the sound of that, do subscribe, please, for the moral support. I think I might put them into a room with 4 different doors on either ends, or even like 3 doors like that, maybe just at the front, because I feel like she's just going to go to the first bed that she sees. I don't want her choice to be tainted by just the fact that she's really close to a bed. So right here, you've got a selection of every single double bed that I've got in my game. I don't really know how this is going to work, so I guess I'm just going to play test it straight away, because with some cheats, this is a UI cheat. I think that's what allows you to do that, where you just click on the energy and it goes down. If I now click on energy, she should pick a bed. Wait, she actually chosen a random one. Wait a second. Oh my god, she's going to this one? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I love her. She's of course me. She's chosen the nice bed. I genuinely thought that she was just gonna go through like the first door and like pick this bed. This could work. Okay, so she's chosen this bed. So now what I'm gonna do is, so this bed, I'm actually so happy she's chosen this bed. It has what, 16 swatches. This will be a really nice way for her to determine the color of the room. Okay guys, so I've gotten her to wake up. She's exited once again. I'm gonna get her to exit right back to where she started. She's not very happy, but I don't care about that. And now, once again, I'm going to click on her energy, and she's now going to choose the bed she wants to sleep in. Go on, girl, pick a good bed. I trust in your humble opinion. Which one are you going to? This one! Oh my god, I love that so much. She's the best. This is the bed that we're going to be inspiring our bedroom by. I can't believe I've never done this challenge before. I can pick a bedside locker by giving her something to put down. And I get her to have some cereal. I actually picked out a couple of bedside lockers, not all of them because there's so many of them. I'm making her eat cereal again, and oh my god, she's going somewhere. She's going somewhere. Will she pick the one that's closest to her though, or is she going to a random one? See, she went to this one, which, okay, look, I'll take that as the one that she wants, but I don't know whether this was a fair choice, but it's still kind of fun to have a random bedside locker chosen. Or actually, the way I could have done all of this is by forcing her to go to sleep into a room with a bed. This would actually be such a fun challenge as well if I kind of create, maybe I should pick out like some pre-made rooms or whatever, and we should like force her to pick which room she wants to have. Okay guys, so I've got the 9 rooms. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say 6 rooms. So now, once again, if I get her to go to bed, she's just going to choose a random bed. Which bed is she going to choose today, ladies and gentlemen? This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, she's going into this one. Okay. I'm still gonna presume this is a fair choice. Considering all of the beds are the same, she shouldn't have been led by any other decisions, but that's fine. This is the rug that I will use in the bedroom. So far, these are the items that we've got for the bedroom, and I'm gonna allow myself to choose whichever color I want to add. So why don't we do the kitchen next? So the way that I'm gonna do this is I'm going to get her to come back out here. We're gonna click on the fridge and say, let's cook maybe just a nice little garden salad, because you will require a counter to chop up that garden fruits and essentials, vegetables. Actually, sorry, it's a garden salad. She is going to choose, oh my god, where is she gonna go? I'm so scared. Hopefully she's not gonna just go to the right hand side of the room. So which one are we gonna go? Okay, she did decide to go into this one, which I guess that's fine, but is my theory about the first, like the closest one to her, is that theory correct? I decided this time to remove that middle door and actually put the fridge on like all the way to the other side of the lot. Now, which counter is she gonna walk over to? So she's gonna use this door. Yeah, she does seem to choose the closest one to her, so that does seem to be a little bit of a worry for me. Okay, well, next up I'm going to do the fridges. Well, first I'm actually gonna test the theory that if she is really hungry, if I click on hunger, is she gonna go to the nearest? Okay, no, never mind. She has a garden salad in her pocket. Okay, now once you're done your garden salad, which fridge are you going to go to? Yeah, she goes to the nearest one. I'm not sure whether this is a fair test, you guys. Every time I do want to do a challenge, I tend to not really watch other like simmers or YouTubers do challenges because I don't want to get like an idea tainted. I kind of want to figure things out by myself. So I feel like maybe there's an easier way that everyone has done this. But I'm going to do this the hard way by putting beds and fridges into each room. Right now we've got a maze of different bed and fridge rooms. If she even stands maybe... Okay, no, I'm going to do the test from all the way over here. I'm going to get her really tired and we're going to allow her to choose which bed she wants to go to. And I think when it comes to the beds, she does seem to just choose a random one and not the one that's closest to her. So let me see where she's actually going to go. Okay, look, she's actually just going... She's going into this one. That is the fridge that she wants. If I get her to leave again and now click on it again, is she going to go to a totally random one? She is. Okay. Yeah, so the bed test is probably going to be the one that we're going to do. Okay, that fridge is great and all, but I want her to pick a color. And now, once again, I'm going to allow her to choose which bed she wants to go to. Which one are you going to be choosing? Which color is going to be your favorite one? The green one. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so now I put a couple of random stoves in these rooms. Go pick your stove. Oh, she's going this way today. Wait, which bed are you going to? Okay, she's missed the first one, which is... Oh, this one. Okay, well, I love the way she's just like making up her mind. Just with the beds. Everything else, though, it's like the furthest in her sight line. But this, she's choosing really interesting options. Now, I've just put in a couple of the swatches that this stove has. And once again, let her send her to bed and see where she goes. Go to bed, my child. Which stove are you going to choose? Don't go into the red one. No, don't do it. No. Damn it. We had something going on here and you've chose the red one. Oh, God. But fine. This is what she wanted and that is what she will get. So I think that's enough for the kitchen, to be honest with you. I think I want to move on to the dining room. This is where I might choose my table first. I'm going to choose just like the kind of double desks, if you get me. This challenge is like so silly if you think about it. It gives you no relative concept at all. Like you're just choosing random objects, which I think sometimes, especially when you build like almost every day like I do, it's kind of interesting to do it in a very different way. Rightio, she's up again, ready with her cluster of doors. Oh my God, my neighbors must be so confused. But again, I'm going to send her to bed. Where is she gonna go? She's running through the maze of doors. Let's follow her. Where is she going? She's going to the very corner. You're going to this one? The most boring one! Yay! Okay, so she's chosen this bed. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but it also could have been better. We had a nice selection of ones, but why is this child ringing me? This time I've put the swatches, which there are like two really similar swatches here. So I'm really hoping she goes for a nice dark wooden one. But once again, which bed are you going to choose, my dear? We should go into like first person mode, or I should just like follow her like a documentary. And she runs through the maze. And as she enters this door, she enters the pale white one. Bleach wood one, that's not a bad choice. The next thing I suppose I'm going to do are my chairs, which there are so many chairs in this game. So I think I also will choose the ones that I like. So for instance, we could go for like one of these. She won't choose that one. Then a very basic normal one. This one's pretty cool and kind of shabby feeling. Of course, we've got some fan favorites over here. By fan favorites, I mean just my favorites. We'll skip a couple of ones that could be repetitive. We'll throw in a couple of like kind of really random ones. So of course, we'll go for some of these really pretty ones. But then we could go for this beautiful glass dome shaped one. Right, guys, once again, I've chosen my chairs. And now, once again, let us choose which bed she's going to go to. This time she's going all the way to the left, around the corner, taking the... No! Oh my God. Why? Why do you do this to me? Oh, and she's lazy. Great. This is the chair that she's chosen. This is the one that I joked about. Well, of course it's my sim self. She laughed. She heard me and was like, oh, you want drama? Well, here you go. You've got this. You're telling me that I'm going to have to do this. Oh, wow. Let's move out of the dining room. Let's do the sofas next. I think for the sofas, I'm going to pick one big one. And then I'm going to allow myself to choose like the matching, like double casual couch if I want to. We will pick an armchair as well because I love to have like a couch and an armchair. We can maybe do like the modular one as well, so we could just choose this, but of course I'll build my own modular, or excuse me, I can't speak, a modular one out of it. Some shabby ones, some really pretty ones, some that I don't usually go for, but then some that I go for all the time. Let's also add something fancy. How about this new one from the Royalty and Legacy pack? There we go. So we've got a nice selection of couches right here. Become tired, my queen, and choose your couch. Okay, she's going this way. Are you just gonna go into this door? Whoa, straight into this couch. Oh, she's going for a nap. Oh, that is interesting. I did not think that one through. Can you just redo that test for me really quickly? If I get you to be like extremely tired, will that send you to bed? Return to lot. You are on lot. Okay, see, she's going somewhere else now. I want her to choose a bed over the couch though, so I just want to see what she's gonna do. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, she's choosing a bed. I think this is what I'm actually gonna choose, not this couch. I'm also not happy with this couch because I've just recently used it. So which couch are you gonna go for? Okay, she's rounding the corner. Oh no. Okay, it's this one. The sad thing about this is that I actually really like this couch because of these swatches that it has. Okay guys, so I've chosen a couple of swatches. There is loads of like really nice neutral ones. Oh my god, she's already choosing the bed she wants to go to. I didn't even tell her to do this. Okay, wait, now I'm gonna pause for a second. I've chosen kind of crazier swatches and then like 3 neutrals because I think it would be a lot more fun. But guys, she's chosen to go for a nap herself. I mean, she is exhausted, to be fair to her. So she's going towards this direction a little bit more, which is worrying me. Oh my god, what's behind that door? I don't even know. Which one is it? Is it the white one? Oh, she's just chosen the white one. Are you kidding me? Boring. Look at all these fun swatches she could have chosen. I feel like I need to build just inspired by this couch. Maybe we should do like a build inspired by this pink one. Next up, I am going to do some armchairs, and I think we might also do a coffee table potentially. There are so many here that I don't think I'm gonna go through all of them because this also has like thrones and stuff. There we go, and now they're all filled with random chairs, which she's also gonna choose the swatch of as well. Okay, so once again, she's out at the front of the lot. Let her go and choose her bed. Where, oh, sorry, not her bed. Well, yeah, her bed also. Which chair is she going to choose? Which one is it now? I feel like she's like so sick of me at this point, but I think this is such a fun way to build a house. I haven't even gone anywhere near building. Oh my god, this door? What is behind that door? It's this couch or this chair. Right, she's outside here again. Let's choose the color of the swatch of the chair that we're going to be merging with that couch. Okay, she's now going to the right, tremendously to the right, and she's going to choose this navy and gold option. That could be a very nice way to add some color into this room because the couch is white, but I don't know whether that will match together. Already our array of objects are not leaving a lot to be desired. Here are the coffee tables that I've chosen, and I think in this case I will just let her choose which one. But I think I might choose a swatch of these myself. I don't know why, just for a bit of a difference. Right, once again, head on down to bed, my dear. Which way are you gonna go now? She's taking this route once again, and she's just choosing this lovely wooden one. Well, oh my god. Oh, I just realized something. None of these had doors. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that test. Right, off you go. Oh, she's going this way now. Okay. She seems to just be strolling. She's not in any bit of a panic, as if I wasn't already recording for so long. Yay! Okay, actually, should I be excited? That is not gonna match at all, but I love this coffee table. Right, I think that's all I'm gonna do for the sitting room because if you think about it, this is what I've got. I will allow myself to maybe make this help me a little bit. Like I could choose maybe a color that has a little bit of yellow. Look, we will make this work, but for now, this is what we're working with for the sitting room. The one last thing I think I'm gonna choose is her office space. So we're gonna do maybe like a rug, a desk, and a chair. Okay guys, so I've got my desks at the ready. We've got a couple of different type of styles, and once again, let our sim self choose which desk she's gonna be working at. She seems to be going left currently. Oh, she's gonna go straight in here. Oh, for this one. Okay, that's a lovely desk. I mean, kind of hoped that maybe she would have went deeper inside the map of desks, but that's okay. Maybe for the next one we could start like on the other side of the lot or something. I'm thinking that maybe the next time I do this, because I definitely want to try this again, maybe I'll make her start from like all different angles, give it a little bit more randomness, even though look, she is still doing a great job picking random things for me with this whole like bed hack. I think it does make sense, but I feel like there's another way of making this look extra random. Yeah, so I think now I'm going to teleport her over to this side of the lot, and maybe let's get her to go and and choose from this side. Okay, so she's gonna go around this right-hand side of the lot. Is she gonna go straight into this one? She is. Okay, she's just chosen the boring black one. Right. Okay, well, maybe the chair will bring a little bit of colorediness into this. There's loads of different types of chairs, but I suppose what I'll do is I will choose the ones that like kind of remind me of a desk the most. So maybe this time I'm gonna get her to come out of bed, and I'm actually gonna get her to walk all the way over to this side of the lot. I'm wondering, is she just gonna go to the nearest room, or is she going to go through the lot? Oh, okay, she's just chosen the matching chair. Wait, no, okay, can we just start this again from this side? I know that is what she's chosen, and essentially that's what the challenge is, but I just have a feeling, I don't know, can she see through what I'm trying to do here? Can you just pick something different, please? Or are you gonna pick the same one? I swear to God, if she picks the same one, where is she going? She's gonna choose this one. I think I'd rather take this one, honestly, and create something slightly different with a bit of a challenge. I appreciate her choice of this first chair, but come on, girl. Like, is she like listening to me? Because you know the way these things are sometimes with my Sims games. The Sims does listen to me, and sometimes it is a little scary. Right, those are the swatches that I've chosen. Maybe this time she can go all the way to this side of the lot. Perfect. And why don't you choose yourself a magic color of your chair? Oh, this way. Okay, I thought she was gonna go straight on, but she's going left. She's going through the maze this way. Oh my God, where's she gone? Hello, where'd you go? Okay, you're going over there. Are you gonna choose the blue one? Oh, she's gonna go for the blue one. Okay, well, at least that gives me a little pop of color inside this room, so that's cute. Whether that's gonna match my desk, absolutely it will not, as this is going to be the setup that we've got, but this is a part of the challenge, I suppose. Right, guys, so I've chosen a couple of rugs for her to pick out, and once again, same story. Let her choose the rug of her choosing. Okay, she's so pissed off because she's like so uncomfortable with how badly her house is decorated. You're choosing this yourself, so you can't give out. Oh my gosh, she's gone straight. She's literally ran straight into this one. Okay, that is an interesting choice considering the previous items that we've got. For the office space, I don't think these are gonna match at all, but I also think I will allow myself to choose the swatch of this myself. So for the bathroom, I will of course do toilets, shower, and a sink. We can then also of course add like a bath if we want to, and some decorative items. This might either be boring or kind of cool, so I will add a couple of very different toilets from each other, of course. Okay, I've got practically all of the toilets out now. I'm very worried, honestly, about the toilet because it might be kind of hard to match. I mean, everything is going to be hard to match each other, but she could choose anything. Is she going to choose the talking toilet? Oh my God, she's going to choose the talking toilet. Are you kidding me? You guys. That is so funny. Didn't Little Simsy do a video recently where she got inspired by this toilet? Because it has like weird swatches in it too, I think. I think maybe for this toilet, I will allow to choose the swatches myself. But of course she's chosen that one. Right, I'm ready with the sinks. And which sink is she going to choose? Once again, she's going straight to the left and down this little hallway. It seems to be one of her favorite routes to go. Let me just speed it up. Oh my God, this is the one she's choosing. This beautiful, ornate designed one is so going to match her talking toilet. Okay, I've gotten some of the swatches of the sinks right here and ready for her to choose. So once again, let's have a look. I'm not even going to look this way, which way she's going. I'm going to just actually stand right here and see what she's going to choose. Oh, are you going to go straight into this one? This seems to be a good choice for you. Oh my God, right inside here she went. Please tell me it's going to be normal. A white swatch. Okay, that's good. Okay, thank God. We can maybe we can make something work out of this. Right, the one last thing I'm gonna do is be a shower. So I'm gonna choose some of my favorite kind of showers like this. You know what? Maybe I'll put this one all the way to the very end over there, just so that we've got like a fair chance. I might like jumble these up a little bit. Okay, I do admit it's not all of them. I don't have this one or this one because I just feel like that's gonna be way too ridiculous. But I think the options that I've chosen, other than that, are all fine if you think about it. The showers aren't even the worst part of the objects in The Sims. And maybe for her final choice, I will get her to go on this side. I don't know. She hasn't chosen from this side yet. Are you ready to make your final choice this episode? Are you ready? Please give me something nice. This is your final chance to redeem yourself. Where are you gonna go? Which way are we going? Okay, we're passing the one that I actually really wanted you to take. We're gonna go into this one and it's gonna be... Oh my God, okay. It's gonna be this one. Yay! Great. It's not a bad shower, but it's probably gonna match the least. Well, guys, now we've got her array of objects. This is what I've got in front of me, and I'm gonna have to make a house out of these objects. Are you ready? Let's go on a different lot and let's get building. Okay, guys, so we're on a separate lot. We're in Nordhaven, and I thought that maybe this is kind of giving me sort of apartment vibes. So I'm gonna do a very small sort of house here today, kind of similar to what already was on this lot. Could definitely do like a 2-story sort of house, but I'm almost thinking if we could potentially make it look like a little bit of an apartment complex. So maybe something that has a little bit of like a walkout balcony like that, and then we could almost even add another little section like this here, but I just don't think I'm gonna make my walls that tall. I will also more than likely do the majority of the build off camera because of how long it took me to actually get to this point. You know, do I want this to look like that? Oh, why did I even bother with the separate section? Wait a second. I would really like to build potentially a lot more apartments in The Sims because I do love the idea of like cramming an area with like a small amount of items. I mean, sorry, creating a small space with a large amount of items is what I'm trying to say. Maybe something like that actually looks pretty cute. I don't really know whether this house makes any sense, but I like this idea of having a little balcony. So I'm instantly thinking that upstairs, this should be a nice little like big bedroom, and we could even do the bathroom, I suppose, sort of like this. I would need to have stairs going up. So if I want this to be my bedroom, I suppose I'd need the stairs to be kind of like here somewhere, but that's a very weird space to put your stairs. Unless I maybe put them at a bit of an angle like this. I'd have to remove that bathroom for now. Wait, maybe something like that is actually kind of cute. We could have a small enough bathroom here, and then we could just have like a big bedroom. Or else maybe we could add at least one extra tile to the bathroom. It's a bit of a weird hallway space, but yours can't be choosers, I suppose. Then I'm also thinking it would be really cool if we somehow did like a nice office space out of this room. So why don't we have like a front entrance here, but then like all of this could be our office space. Oh, it would be cool if I also did a kitchen here. Although wait, now why don't we do the sitting room here and like dining room just as you come in, and then a sitting room sort of this way? Or is that gonna look weird? I mean, there's kind of nothing stopping me from creating a kitchen space like that, potentially having a door to the office space right there, and then allowing this area to become our dining room. Whoa, I just spun the camera around like a crazy person. Wait a second, that's not a bad layout, but this looks like I'm choosing random objects and they're not gonna work together. So then this allows for a very beautiful big sitting room, which was this the rug that I've chosen for my sitting room? No, wait, this was for the office space. It was this that I've chosen for the sitting room. Okay, well, there we go. That's our sitting room. And then, of course, this is our beautiful office space. No need to worry, though, because we've got a beautiful bathroom right here where this beautiful nook could be immaculately designed for the talking toilet. And then on the other side, we could have a beautiful sink. Oh, I should have chosen a mirror as well. I've got to do this again for sure. 10 out of 10. I'm doing this again. No questions asked. And then, of course, we've got the biggest bedroom actually the world has ever seen. I feel like maybe there's a way of making this at least a bit smaller. And then also it would be nice, actually, you know what? Maybe the bed could go this way, and we could have, of course, like a nice big slidey door here to go out onto our balcony. And once again, we've got this beautiful rug, and of course, I'm going to do 2 of these bedside lockers. Do you love it? You should. Okay, I'm going to just work a little bit on the outside of the house just to speed it up, and then we'll work on the inside and try and make these items not feel like I've chosen them with my eyes closed. Okay, guys, so this is what I've created out of this house. I mean, I think it's pretty interesting. Maybe it has some kind of different sort of qualities that I've added here. I don't know what the heck I've done with the roof, but I wanted like a special roof piece, and by God, special that it is. But I think it's kind of cute. I wanted it to feel sort of like apartment vibes where you don't have much kind of back garden space. Maybe in a real world, this would be like a back garden shared space with like the other tenants upstairs. But of course, this is just my Sims house. So I love the idea of the little balcony here, and it kind of makes me want to create maybe like Japanese apartment complexes, because there was a lot of those as well when we were in Japan. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I like this house, maybe I don't. I'll let that up to you guys. But now let's head on inside, because this, by God, this is the worst part of it all. Okay, so the things that I said I could change the colors of would be the counters, which, I mean, looking at this straight away, is there any sort of color that would make these look good? Maybe maybe the white kind of marries the two of it together, but then doesn't that just look like the Italian flag then, which I guess is kind of cute. We of course can't change the color of the fridge or the stove. Maybe we could go for this white with like the black kind of accents, you know, maybe we could have black as our like translating color. Of course I can't change the color of these. Oh, I did not even realize that there was swatches of, oh my god, there's a gold swatch of this chair. Oh, I thought there was just one swatch, so maybe I'll allow myself to at least go for like the black legs. Maybe they match that table less, but I think they kind of match something in the kitchen a bit more, and like the black windows. I kind of want to make it look cool and like funky. Maybe funky it is, but definitely not cool. Then in the sitting room, the only thing I'm allowed to change is this color. So I wonder, is there a way that I could maybe incorporate back in a little bit of that black? And of course I'm gonna allow myself to add a rug in here and loads of little decorative pieces too, but is there a rug that could combine this whole idea of like mid-century? This is like luxe kind of vibes, very fancy, and this is the new Africana style as well that they've added. How do I merge all of that together? Like, how do I do it? Would it be just like a very simple rug like this? Actually, that's not too weird. Maybe if we didn't have that chair, I could merge these together. But I feel like that chair calls for something a little bit more extravagant. What about this? It has navy on it. And I could then go back and go with just like a white sort of circular kind of moment. So we've got like little shapes and little circles. I don't hate this, okay? I'm not going to say I love it at the moment because I don't think I do, but I don't hate it. Maybe I'll also add another one of these chairs so that it feels like, yes, they were actually a choice. Like an actual choice. They weren't just like accidentally picked up somewhere. They were a conscious choice. So there's two of those. I kind of like this weird rug, and I think the idea of it being more mid-century is probably going to work here a bit better than Luxe or Africana merged into all together. Okay, I do want some sort of a TV. So I wonder, is there any way I could add little, oh, maybe this like little square, this little brick, this little wooden piece. Is giving me nothing actually. No, maybe we need to incorporate a little bit more of that gold. Is there a way that I could add, or black actually, that would be cool. I want to add some gold, I think, though, because I want a TV, but not sure how. Wait, I could add this. Aren't these chairs from the same pack? Maybe that could work. I know I don't really like the idea of putting a TV right in front of a window, but I don't think I get a choice here. I think maybe I could somehow make this work. I know I haven't painted the walls or the floor yet, but that's not the important thing right now. The important thing is that I try to make this work and make it look good. I could go for like these navy and kind of gold curtains because they would really nicely match the chairs, and somehow they might introduce this whole idea of, no, this is normal, we wanted this. Not that my sim was drunk picking these colors. Do I want two curtains like that, or do I just want the one? Maybe the two is kind of fun because it adds a little bit more gold and it kind of, you know, allows you to not see the back of the TV too much. I don't mind this so far. I actually think it's pretty cute. And maybe over here we should do a nice big bookcase. Something, I kind of want something mid-century. What is this game suggesting when it comes to mid-century? Okay, we could do something like this. If it potentially has a swatch, maybe the rug is taking over with the mid-century. Although wait, this isn't too bad. If I could do maybe like two of these. Ooh, I don't think so. Okay, I've decided to go for this, and supposedly these two plants are also mid-century. So maybe this combination of items is actually working quite nicely. I know I'm laughing, but it's actually not that bad. I feel like this could have been much worse. And I mean, I still don't want to jinx it. It could still turn quite bad, but I think so far I am weirdly, I think I'm weirdly making it work. Oh, maybe if I actually put that cool lamp up there with the nice bit of like a golden touch. And then of course I'll just add a couple of really nice plants and stuff as per usual. Oh, why can't that one go over there? God, these snapping points would make you snap. Of course, my basil plant will never disappoint. My basil plant goes everywhere. Actually, do I even want it there? Maybe I don't. Okay, I've added some little pieces, some kind of yellow and the blue. I think the vase with those kind of shapes relatively reminds me of that rug too. And then of course, over on this wall, I would need a painting. And again, something is kind of drawing me to this idea of keeping it quite mid-century. So like maybe this sort of painting, but whether that maybe introduces a little bit too much, maybe it is a little bit too much, or else maybe just this this like muted kind of color. It sort of has the same vibe as the rug. So maybe we could do this. Wait, guys, you've got to admit you couldn't see this coming together because I couldn't. I mean, if you could, then thanks so much for having the faith in me. But I swear I did not expect this to feel like that. And now maybe I'll also just add this light somewhere. It kind of would be cool in between the two chairs to break up that naviness and introduce that bit of roundiness. And you see the little roundy pokey things on the couch. That is the roundiness of the lamp. Oh my god, why do I love this space? What the heck? What have I made? I think it would be really cool if we maybe had like a bit of a music station right here. I'm not sure whether these are the stairs that I want or the colors that I want just yet, but I think this would nicely kind of carry the space. I think maybe somehow with the addition of like the really editorial feeling black, I might actually be able to make this kitchen look kind of interesting. Would it be kind of cool if the fridge was all the way out on its own, and that's why it feels so different? Because it is. That most definitely it is. But imagine if I was to create a little section like that, and the fridge on its own in the corner could just have a whole feeling in itself. You know, it could even have like a cool plant or a cool sculpture next to it. Maybe this could even be red to entice that red to work its wonders. Again, I don't hate this. I feel like I'm working overtime. Maybe I'll just go for regular kind of white cabinets. Maybe white with the little black buttons. To say they're not buttons, Sandra. They're handles, cabinets or whatever. But the white with the black, again, marries itself quite well here. There is actually a red range hood, which I don't really mind. I just don't like the way it's gold. But then again, maybe that addition of the gold contradicting. Wait, what's the word? Compromising, contradicting, conflicting. I don't know. Juxtaposing each other. It really nicely brings in that gold from the green fridge, I think. I don't know. Also, we could do some red bar stools, or even better, let's do green bar stools. A little subtle bit of greenery here allows the space, once again, to feel like slightly more editorial and less like we went to a hardware or a furniture shop and things were on sale. I'm gonna decorate this just really quickly with some of the regulars, like my aprons, and let's reevaluate. Okay, guys, so this is what I've done. I am starting to really like this color combination, and I don't know what it is about me. Not sure how to feel about that yellow apron, but maybe just the addition of that little bit of blue and that little bit of, excuse me, I can't speak. The little bit of yellow, it just kind of makes this feel a little bit fancier and like it is actually thought through and not just my sim picked out things with her eyes closed. Okay, so then we've got this little section right here which you enter the back garden. So I might just put a tiny little floor mat here, just like a black one like that. We've got some little blinds here as well. It's not looking too shabby. I really wanted to use that beautiful like record player, but I just don't think I'll be able to fit it here anywhere. Because I kind of like this like mudroom space. It's looking quite good. Unless I somehow do another little table. Okay, I feel like this is going to be a bit too many tables all at once. But I could create another table. And then we could put like one of these on top of it. That doesn't look too bad. But is that too many tables in a row? Or should I maybe find a table that's less kind of wild feeling? Okay, this one's kind of cool. But I just don't think this item is going to look good on it. That could work. And that could actually work even like attached to the counter here, couldn't it? No, that's a bit weird. Wait, there has to be a place where this could work. I guess, you know what, maybe here in the corner at a bit of an angle like this. But then if that's the case, I feel like I could use like either a square or a little circular item. Look, I desperately wanted that there, and maybe the addition of blue again just excuses the naviness of this and it kind of all works together at once. Right, so here we're gonna go back to the exact same idea. I might actually move the door over a little bit and just have a little bit of like a coat rack scenario here. Like even if I just use this one and then that little letter display case. There we go. Just something quite simple. Just that table by itself sitting there terrifies me. So I don't know how to make this look good. There is like no color. There's nothing really that is inspiring me. Maybe like a big weird picture. Well, actually, you know what? This one, it actually reminds me of the little edges, probably the razor sharp edges of those glass seats. I mean, I'm presuming they're like plastic. They're not really glass. But wait, maybe this painting introduces a little bit of lightness into this space. I feel like I need to paint the walls and the floor. Right, if we're thinking about floor, I'd say it's just gonna have to be wood. Like wood throughout the whole space. Even actually maybe to warm the space up, we could go for a little bit of dark wood. My other thought would be to go for sterile feeling tiling, because that tiling might also work quite interestingly with the black. Oh, wait a second. The black with the gold. Oh, hold on a second. The black tiles, I think these are tiles. Yeah, celebrity tiles. They match my sitting room exceptionally well. And maybe they add a little bit of flavor into my kitchen with the gold. I don't know, the dining room is just the dining room. I don't know what to do about that. Something is also telling me to add quite a bit of brightness into this space. So just like white walls. Maybe we could also add a little bit of like gray throughout. Like maybe the items that we're inspired by are the only colors here, you know? What I am though seeing is maybe that red tile at least back there. Wait, no, not on the stairs, just back there. Isn't that so cool? Maybe then I could add a little bit more of that concrete idea and sandwich that red between like the two kind of dark walls. And then this could all remain kind of white as well, and I suppose maybe this wall could be white too. But then if that's the case, I feel like I would need some paintings or something going up the stairs. Here we are. I think I've completed the whole thing. I've just added some sheer curtains, some very interesting bulbous looking blue lights to match my weird round bulbous chairs. I don't know, I think it's all turning out quite interesting. I mean, I weirdly enough am obsessed with the sitting room. That is just the weirdest thing I never thought I'd even say today. I've added some paintings up the stairs, and then I just did like a very chill seating area up the stairs. So maybe let's really quickly work on this. Sorry, this is what I've got to do. Okay, so the one good thing about this is that I could pick out my own rug color, which I think I'm going to maybe a bit of a nod to maybe some blues or some black kind of colors, so that this could actually make sense. And the more I look at it, it doesn't make sense. Although, wait a second, maybe this orange contrasting that blue, maybe that works, because the orange also works quite nicely with the desk. One way or another, I have to make this look good, and it is not going to be easy, but it's also just like such a fun challenge. Like, I'm so glad that I decided to do this, and I want to do more of these. Oh, I could do matching blue wall. Like, we got so inspired by that blue chair that we decided, oh, let's actually just paint our walls this color too. And then maybe I could just introduce back a little bit more of like that gray color here, so that it's like a pop of blue on the side. It's not the worst. Then I think maybe actually this flooring, or yeah, something kind of brown, and I don't want to say messy, but this kind of feels like this design would be kind of cool if it was maybe repeated around like this, so that it almost has like a little bit of a pattern, which apparently I've done wrong. So we've got a little bit of a pattern underneath. It's a wild, crazy room, you know. It's nothing is the way you think it would be. Whoa, a blue and orange painting. We're working on something here, guys. It's coming together. Oh, or else like this thing actually would be quite nice too. This is cool because it brings back that like glamorousness of that table. But then again, this painting is very cool. I mean, I could put it on this wall, I suppose. I guess that wall is also important. Yeah, look, maybe we'll do this on that wall instead. Maybe I'll move the desk over a small bit, and I will at least put like a bookcase or some sort of like a hobby item in the corner. Oh, this beautiful black telescope looking out the window. Wait a second, that's quite interesting. I mean, I do really love this bookcase, but would this work? Although the black would probably work, because it would kind of bring back that feeling of fanciness once again, because I feel like that's the way I want these to look. I want these to feel sort of fancy. But does this really make any sense? I feel like it doesn't. Oh, wait, there's also this blue. This blue plant from Businesses and Hobbies. That looks quite cool together. Oh, maybe like a cool mirror up above here as well. I know that this one has some cool swatches, but is there one? Oh, the gold. Wait, that's kind of cool, isn't it? Wait, I'm actually going to do two of these, and I'm going to put the telescope slightly over. I know it's probably not going to be functional, but I don't really mind that much. And then over in the corner here, I'll just put like another another cool little plant, like maybe this one in the blue, to bring back a little bit more of that really thought through blue. Okay guys, so this is what I've done in this room. I've added the blue laptop to match, which I actually think it matches perfectly. Then I've added a little bit of an orange pop in here just to make that blue seem like it's a decided idea and not just something that I've made up. So I think it looks quite cool. And then over on this side, we just have a nice little lonesome painting. And I feel like that's kind of all that we need. And since we've got like a nice big skylight here, I feel like I should actually just get rid of if I get rid of the saucer, then we can't see anything. But dare I say, I think that combination of items actually turned out perfectly and it looks really interesting. Right, let's tackle this bathroom because I'm a little bit worried about this. So this is the color that I've chosen of the sink. I also don't think I've chosen, at this point, I've been recording for ages. I don't even remember what I did. So maybe I could pick out my own colors for the bathroom at least. I mean, look, it's just a bathroom, so it would be nice to just keep it kind of simple. Maybe we could do like black with the white. Then again though, wait, now this one has such beautiful different colors. It would be a shame not to use one of those. Maybe the blue and the black, and then we could do a nice like blue. Christ, that doesn't feel very nice though, does it? I like this black, but I don't like the hot pink that comes with it. Could this be the room that I actually cannot, I don't think I can do this room unless I just do blue with the white and that's it really, because what the heck am I supposed to do? I feel like this bathroom has definitely defeated me. Like, I don't think I can make this look any bit better. I think that this was most definitely a struggle. I mean, I'm going to try. I'm going to go into my sleek bathroom kit. We're going to make this look so glamorous that the world is going to be like, whoa, give that girl a designer job because she is so good at making bad things look good. Yeah, everything can be white. No, maybe let's add a little bit of color. Let's add like a pop of blue there. Or we could do like a cool windowsill. Oh my god, cool windowsill vibe. Wait, that is actually really cool. I should do that more often actually. Like the windowsill with the window, it seems like the perfect combination here. These beautiful objects combined together, they speak for themselves. They do not need no explanations. Beautiful toilet roll right here as well. Am I making this work? I don't know what I'm doing here really. Maybe the basil plant looks better here, or maybe actually we could just have both. I'm gonna use your guys' favorite prison mirror because it has that subtle blue vibe here, which I think is fantastic. And maybe just to make this shower like really pop, I can pick out a little bath mat, but maybe the bath mat could actually be quite fancy. Like if I pick like something like this and just scale it down tremendously. This is from the Royalty and Legacy pack, but weirdly enough, the blues of course kind of match together. I don't think it's a bad shout, guys. Wait, I don't mind this bathroom. Guys, I have no idea what's gotten into me today, but I'm obsessed with this bathroom. Like, look how adorable it is. The blue with the white working together. I can't even like notice the talking toilet anymore. I can still kind of notice the shower, but I don't think it's the worst thing. Sorry, that light. I'm sorry. I wish I could just change the lights in build mode, but I'm not too upset with this bathroom. Isn't it just crazy how you can make things work together? I'm so proud, and I hope you guys like this bathroom as well. Righty, oh, well, that is all complete. So I guess the one last room we've got to do is our bedroom, which now in hindsight, I feel like this is going to be quite difficult with this rug. I mean, I could change the color of the rug to make it more neutral. I liked the green opposing the red, but if you think about it now, that's exactly what's happening in the kitchen. But then again, maybe this person is really into green and red working together, so maybe that's what they want. Also, I just don't like how big this rug is. I would prefer to maybe squish it in here like this. Does that look good? Doesn't really. Because my original idea was to have the bed here, but this is where you come out onto your balcony, which I think is actually quite a cute idea. So wait, there is a smaller version of this rug, isn't there? Maybe I could just allow myself to do the smaller rug. Would that even look better? Not really. All right, well, just say if I was to do this and if I move these a little bit closer to the bed because they're also massive, can I somehow make this green and red work in here together? Because my other option is to go just for this, which honestly, that probably would be more interesting to go with a bit more of like a peachy. Yeah, because you see like the little peachy accents in the rug. The peachiness and like the light pinkiness maybe would work a little bit better. Maybe it's less like Christmas also. Let's maybe try this because I've got an idea. There's this peachy wallpaper, right? That could be a very interesting way to bring this concept in here. And then above the bed, we could go and do maybe more like shelving units because we obviously love our bedside lockers. We love storage, clearly. So maybe we also love to have just like random things above our bed, like that thing. I really do love this matching shelf. This is like the matching vibe to the bedside lockers. And then maybe on top of this, I could have a cool little like red painting. Oh, wait a second. That is kind of cool. Like the red little moon and stuff. We could have a little bit of like red flowers on the bedside locker too. Maybe the alarm clock could just be gold to bring back that neutral side of things. Also, wait now, can I just like arrange this myself? There we go. That feels a little bit nicer, I think. These are such huge bedside lockers, honestly. They scare me a little bit. Okay, I do really like this design that we've got on this bed. So I wonder when it comes to the lights, could I maybe try find something like relatively similar to that? Oh, I do love this one though. This one's so lovely and wooden. That could be a really nice contender, even though I know I just said I wanted pattern. My other option would be this thing, but I feel like I've been using this so often recently. This thing is also pretty cool. Or else this in like this really warm kind of golden tone. Oh, this one. Wait a second. I think I'm actually going to go for this because I feel like this is like a mixture of all of the ones that I wanted. And as you can kind of see, it has a bit of like a rose gold effect here. Okay, I decided to kind of clutter the space like that, which I think it looks quite nice. And it's just giving me the bed vibes. I think the bed is obviously the main thing here. And obviously the big, ginormous wooden bedside lockers. They really want this space to feel wooden. So another part of me is saying, okay, well, if that's the case, then let's add some wooden paneling. So maybe we could go for some kind of party feeling wooden aspects here. Since that door over there is black, maybe we could add back a bit of that gray color. Although, you know what? This space is way too warm to add gray. I feel like my other only option here would be to use like a pink, or else maybe this really light dusty sort of pink. Oh, every second color. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. What if I do this on this wall, but actually bring in a little bit more of like that browny sort of mauvey color? There has to be like a nice brown. Yes, like this thing. Hold on a second. I think that that is actually such a pretty interesting room. It has so much going on, but I mean, this whole house has so much going on. So just don't worry about it. And then of course we'll do some nice wooden flooring, which this one is the one that speaks to me the most, just purely because of how it almost blends those bedside lockers into the ground, which I think is quite nice. We still have got a little bit of navy here, which I don't know how I'm going to incorporate that in here, but maybe over on this side, we could do a little bit of, dare I say, a dresser in a seating area. But is there anything that kind of comes in like a navy color that could match? Or else, look, maybe that navy should just be kind of like an afterthought almost. Maybe some decorations that I'll choose will be navy, because I think just adding navy now is just not gonna, it's just not gonna be worth it. I think we need to stick to those wooden themes, like almost like this thing. Maybe this mid-century piece actually makes sense here. So much wood going on. It's almost like blending into one. But maybe this mid-century piece makes sense because we, of course, love a bit of mid-century, as we know from downstairs. Of course, we're obsessed with some mid-century vibes. It would be cool to also add maybe like this little couch here. It could just be kind of like chilling here. I don't know why you would want that, to be honest with you. Like, why would you want a couch like this? Sorry, I'm like spinning the camera around like a maniac, but I'm like desperately trying to sell this space to myself. And it's just not working. Okay, maybe just one chair. Wait, this thing could work. Wait, that thing is really cute. Maybe if I put it like right here, and then I also put in like a cool light next to it. Bit of a weird concept to have that in the center of the room, but I feel like there's just so much room here that why not take up the space if you've got it, you know? Oh, there is also this cool like navy lamp. Again, I feel like maybe that navy, we just need to ignore it because I don't know whether this really works here or not. Does any of these items work together? I just don't think they do at this point. The logical thing to do would be to add the matching dresser, the cats and dogs dresser here, which we also have got this one. Okay, that's kind of cool, and it has kind of, I was gonna say ornate designs on it. I wouldn't really say they're that ornate, but maybe this is actually quite cute. And this chair maybe could be like tucked into the wall a little bit like that. Do I even like this chair? I'm not sure. Maybe next to the chair I should also put like a little ottoman, because I feel like sometimes a lonely chair just requires something else to be next to it. I don't know what that means, but maybe I just need these two together and then like a painting above it, and then Bob's Bob's your uncle. This space was thought through and a designer thought about this. Not me. A designer did, I swear. A very cool, fancy designer thought about this. I want a painting that has a little bit of like pink or... Wait, I know which one to use. There is this purple elephant, right? And I always say like, oh yeah, cute purple elephant. I always forget that there's a second swatch and it's a red elephant. That red elephant works perfectly with this bed. And I actually don't really mind it next to this like weird navy lamp. What do you guys think? I mean, it's a bit of a weird concept. I'm not gonna lie. This is definitely a very distinctive taste. I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, this video was weird enough as it is, so I know it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, this house. But I'm just having so much fun creating this weird thing out of this house. So I'm very excited to hear your guys' comments on this one too. I feel like I've been saying that so much recently that I'm just like excited to hear your guys' feedback because the videos that I've been doing were like so weird. But I'm having fun, so hopefully you guys are having fun too. Okay guys, so this is what I've done over here. I think at this point I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to pick out objects that I think logically would make sense, but do they really make sense here? I have no idea, but I'm really enjoying the vibe of this room. I don't know what style this is, but some of the aspects like the elephant and like these lamps kind of remind me of like an Asian country. I really don't know what this is, so I'm very interested to see what you guys think of this room, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's a little bit weird, it's a little bit questionable, then again this whole bloody house is a bit questionable, but guys, I think that we are now fully complete and I am just dying to do a tour. Like genuinely, I'm just triple checking that the walls are all painted the right colors from the outside, but I am dying to do a tour to see what the space feels like. So let me take you through my house. Well guys, welcome on into my house where my sim has chosen her object and then I built a house around it. I'm not sure what this is going to feel like on the inside, but I must say I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised with what I've managed to do on the outside of the house. Anyway, hopping into the entrance, we've got a nice little welcome area. We've got this beautiful state-of-the-art dining room, which, you know what, it's actually not that bad. I think if you choose the right colors together, maybe if I could just change the table, I think it would actually be quite fun, like nice, fun. Okay, I'm panicking. I don't know what to say about it. Then we've got this kitchen. It's nice. I do like it. I do like the red, especially with like that red tiling at the back. So it obviously makes a space feel like we have thought about this design and it wasn't just a random choice. But we of course have got some greens, such as the little stools right here, as well as that fridge. So it's a weird concept, but this person clearly likes red and green together. And then my favorite area of this house, which I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this is such a lovely room. And it's like, it's so weird because, okay, it's not that great. I get it. But it's still just so weirdly pleasing my brain. The fact that I didn't come up with, well, I kind of did come up with this. You know, I tried, but I didn't come up with the choices and I still managed to make something that I like. That this game just like never fails to amaze me, that, you know, these objects exist in the game. I hardly ever use them, but you could still make something exciting and something just like pleasing to the eye with them. So anyways, I'm really happy with this. Then I want to show you this office space, which is, oh my God, this office space is wild. It is kind of cool. Would I say it looks too weird? Maybe, but it's just when you pair certain colors like that laptop and the little flower pot and the chair matching together, it makes the chair put through. It doesn't make the chair stand out like a sore thumb because there's other things standing out like a sore thumb. But we also of course have got some black and gold aspects, and then we've chosen our color of the rug, which I think that warm orange color really contrasted that blue and it just made it a little bit more exciting and kind of like funky and artsy. So yeah, that is our office space. Why do I love this house? What the heck is going on? Anyways, heading up the stairs, we are greeted by this beautiful little seating area, so something very casual, very normal. Actually, let's do the bathroom next because I'm so incredibly proud of the bathroom. I mean, it looks like a lived-in home bathroom. It looks like maybe somebody, obviously, you know, they lived in here for a while and then eventually they got the talking toilet, but they still have got like the older sort of sink. I think some of these appliances actually do make a lot of sense, and then we've of course got this like old kind of shower. But again, it just kind of feels like not really my grandma's house, but still kind of like that old house feeling, but there's still touches of it feeling fresh and new and like contemporary. So I actually really love this bathroom, and it's so funny how the talking toilet is in here. Then one last room is our bedroom, and this room, yeah, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. I mean, I love it, especially from this angle. I love the colors. I think they'd make me feel really mellow and really chill and kind of like cozy in this space. So I don't mind it. Maybe this space is a little bit questionable, but excuse me, I can't speak. But I think all of these objects combined together still have got some sort of a feeling. Whatever that feeling is, I still really enjoyed this. I admit I'm gonna have to do this again. Maybe there's a way that you guys will tell me that's easier to let her pick some stuff. I'm also thinking maybe she could pick pre-made rooms, or maybe I should design like 3 different rooms and then she chooses which ones she wants based on just whatever bed she wants to sleep in. I think that would be a lot of fun. So thanks very much, Sandra himself. You did an okay job, dare I say. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you right here with my beautiful house created by random objects my sim chosen. If you're still here watching, don't forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed this. Of course, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I shall see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.